You've got $100. Not a lot, right? But here's the crazy part. That $100, it can either be the start of something real or the fastest way to lose money you didn't even realize you cared about. Because most people don't lose money because they're broke. They lose money because they're impatient. And if you're watching this, you're probably thinking the same thing everyone thinks. How do I turn this $100 into $1,000 fast? That word right there, fast, that's where everything goes wrong. Because speed is exactly what destroys beginners. Let me show you something most people never understand. Imagine two people. Both start with $100. Same money, same opportunity. Person one jumps straight into hype. They see a trending stock, a viral crypto, a guaranteed opportunity. They go all in. No plan, just hope. Person two does something different. They slow down. They don't rush. They don't chase. They build a system. Now, fast forward a few months. Person one, back to zero. Confused, frustrated, blaming the market. Person two, not at $1,000 yet, but something more important happened. They're consistent. They understand what they're doing. They're growing. That's the difference. Not luck, not intelligence, discipline. So before you even think about turning $100 into $1,000, you need to understand this. Your first $100 is not about making money. It's about learning how money works. And if you ignore that, you're not building wealth. You're gambling. Now, let's get practical. If you actually want to grow that $100, here's what you do. First, don't invest it all at once. I know that sounds boring, but boring is what works. Split your money. $100 becomes $25 4 times. Now, instead of one big decision, you have multiple chances to learn. Because here's the truth. Your first few investments, they're not supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to teach you something. Second, stay away from anything you don't understand. If you can't explain it simply, you shouldn't be putting your money into it. It doesn't matter how many people are talking about it. It doesn't matter how fast it's going up. If you don't understand it, you're just hoping. And hope is not a strategy. Third, stop thinking in dollars. Start thinking in percentages. Everyone is obsessed with turning $100 into $1,000. That's a 10x return. But instead, ask yourself this: can I make 5%? Because if you can do that consistently, you don't need luck. You need repetition. And repetition builds confidence. Fourth, reinvest everything. Every dollar you make goes back in. No rewards, no spending. Because the moment you start taking money out early, you slow down the entire process. Wealth doesn't come from spending. It comes from compounding. And compounding only works if you give it time. Fifth, control your emotions. This is where most people fail. You'll see your money go up, and you'll feel excited. You'll see it go down, and you'll feel fear. And both of those emotions will push you to make bad decisions. Buying when you're excited, selling when you're scared. That's how beginners lose. Real investors, they stay calm. They follow their plan. They don't react, they respond. Now, here's the part nobody wants to hear. Turning $100 into $1,000 is not hard, but it's not fast either. And that's what makes it powerful. Because anything fast is usually temporary, but something slow, that builds foundations. Let's say you grow your money by just 5% consistently. At first, it feels small. $100 becomes $105, then $110, then $115. Nothing crazy. But then something changes. The growth starts stacking, and suddenly you're not chasing money anymore. Money is working for you. That's the shift. And once you feel that, you stop looking for shortcuts because you realize something important. Wealth is not about big moves. It's about small moves done consistently. Now, let's talk about mistakes, because avoiding mistakes is more important than making profits. Mistake number 1, going all in. Never do this. You're not here to gamble. You're here to learn. Mistake number 2, following the crowd. If everyone is talking about it, you're probably late. Smart money moves early. Beginners follow. Mistake number 3, quitting too soon. Most people stop right before things start working because they expect fast results. But real growth takes time. Now, think about this. If you can't handle $100 properly, what makes you think you'll handle $1,000 or $10,000? Money doesn't change people, it exposes them. So if you build bad habits now, more money will only make it worse. But if you build discipline now, more money will amplify it. That's why this first step matters so much. It's not about the money, it's about who you become. Because once you become someone who understands money, everything changes. You stop chasing, you start building, you stop reacting, you start thinking. And that's when growth becomes inevitable. So don't rush this. Don't chase hype. Don't look for shortcuts. Focus on the process. Because the truth is, turning $100 into $1,000 is not about strategy alone. It's about mindset. It's about patience. It's about discipline. And if you can master that, $1,000 is just a beginning.